Hey everyone, so I have 5 beautiful Glam Polish shades to share with you all today, and these are part of a 10-piece collection, and they are inspired by the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. They will be releasing on February 28th at 2 p.m. Eastern USA, and for the first 72 hours you can save 5% off all individual shades in the store with the code DARKCRYSTAL5, and 10% off all full collections in the store with code DARKCRYSTAL10. So I'm going to actually read the description of these as I swatch them and kind of give an overview of what I think. Let me know if you like me doing it that way. So I'll be right back and we'll go ahead and get into the swatches. Okay, so the first shade we have is Dreamfast. And this shade is described as a light lavender hollow with aura shimmer and ultra hollow glitters. And this shade, you guys, I'm going to tell you a little spoiler. This is probably my favorite shade out of the 5 that was sent to me. It's just beautiful. So we'll go ahead and get into the first coat of this beautiful shade. Alright, so we're going in for our first coat. And the shade is pretty sheer on the first coat, but it is needed to be that way. It needs to be that way. That way the shimmers can really shine through. There is the first coat of Dreamfast, and I'm gonna have to lower my exposure so you can see those red shimmers. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and go in for our second coat of Dreamfast. And the shade does definitely start to build up nicely on the second coat, but we're still going to need one more to get rid of that nail line, which I can still see, even though my nails are super short. There is the second coat of Dreamfast. Alright, and now we are going to do our third and final coat of Dreamfast. 3 coats does make the shade opaque. And I did lower my exposure one more stop, that way you could see beautiful red shimmers throughout the shade. And there is 3 coats of Glam Polish Dreamfast. Let's go ahead and move on to the next shade. Alright, the next shade we'll be swatching is the Crystal of Truth, and this is described as an indigo crelly with iridescent flakies and ultra hollow glitters. And my camera is really picking up on the blue tones in this. There is a hint of purple, but we're gonna go ahead and jump on into the first swatch, or first coat. Alright, here is the first coat of the Crystal of Truth. And I'm gonna tell you right now, most of the shades are pretty sheer, just because of all of the flakies. These are crelly finish, so crellies are very sheer nail polishes, so you do have to build up the opacity usually with those. But there is the first coat of the Crystal of Truth. Alright, let's go in for our second coat of the Crystal of Truth. Again, this builds up pretty nicely on the second coat. And I'll be back for one more coat. Maybe I don't need one more on the side there. I do, but I'll be back for one more coat. Alright, and now we're going in for our third and final coat of the Crystal of Truth. I hope I'm remembering that name right. And 3 coats does make the shade opaque, and you are going to have to use 2 coats of top coat most likely to make this shade smooth once it dries. But there is 3 coats of Crystal of Truth. Alright, so the next shade is called the Darkening, and this shade, I really hope I'm saying this word right, is described as an aubergine crelly with sapphire aurora shimmer and ultra hollow glitters. And we're going to go ahead and go in for the first coat, and this shade is more opaque than the others since it's not got that curly base. So I will be right back. Here's the first coat of the Darkening. And personally, I was able to get this opaque in 2 coats. Now, depending on your application, it may take 3 or how long your nails are. But 2 thicker coats was good enough for me. I'll be right back for the second coat. Alright, and here is the second coat of the Darkening. And I may be able to get opaque in 2 coats, maybe not. I thought I did 2 coats, but I may have done 3 for my swatch photos. Yeah, it's gonna take 3. Okay, there is the second coat of the Darkening, and I will be back for the third coat. And here is the third and final coat of the Darkening. And I guess 3 coats was what I did for my photos. I thought I only did 2, but yeah, you're gonna need 3 for this beautiful deep vampy shade. And there is 3 coats of the Darkening by Glam Polish, and this shade just really glows with those blue shimmers in there. It is so pretty. And we're gonna go ahead and move on to the last shade, which is Age of Resistance. Alright, so next up we have Song of Thra, and this shade is described as a mauve curly with iridescent flakies and ultra hollow glitters. And let's go ahead and go in for the first coat. This one is pretty sheer on the first coat. This may be one of the sheerest ones out of the 5. And maybe it's because it's that mauve pinky base, I'm not sure, but there is 1 coat of Song of Thra. Let's go ahead and go in for our second coat of Song of Thra. This shade also seems like it's pretty loaded with flakies compared to the other shades. There is 2 coats of Song of Thra, and I'll be right back for a third. Alright, now we're going to go in for our third and final coat of Song of Thra. Three coats does make this beautiful mauvey, flaky, curly shade opaque. And there is 3 coats of Song of Thra, and this shade is just so pretty, you all. It's the perfect nudie pink. So I will be right back with the next shade. And Age of Resistance is described as a gray curly with iridescent flakies and ultra hollow glitters. And let's go ahead and go in for our first coat. Alright, let's go ahead and go in for our first coat of Age of Resistance. There's the first coat. Here is the second coat of Age of Resistance. And again, as with the other flaky ones, this is quite sheer. It's going to take 3 coats to build up, but these nail polishes dry relatively quickly. So there is the second coat. We're going to come in for 1 more, and then I will show you how it looks and let you know my favorites. And here is the third and final coat of Age of Resistance. And I feel like Glam Polish does a really good job with gray nail polishes, because I have quite a few now and they're all beautiful and unique in their own way. But there is the last coat of Age of Resistance, and it's just a beautiful gray crelly with flakies galore, and it just glows from within. So now I'm going to go ahead and get into the portion where I'll let you know my picks. And yeah, so I'll be right back. Alright, so there were 3 that I absolutely loved from the 5 that was sent to me. The first one is this beautiful, beautiful indigo, and this is the Crystal of Truth, and the shade is just in your face, loud, and packed with those beautiful iridescent flakies, and the shade glows from within. It is just beautiful. The next shade that I absolutely, as soon as I pulled this out of the package, I was like, yep, that's my #1 favorite from this whole collection, just because it glows, and I don't know, it's just, when you have it on your nails, you cannot stop staring at your nails, and this is Dreamfast, and I am definitely going to be wearing this again. It is just beautiful, beautiful, and if you're a lover of purple, I really recommend this one and the other one, which, this one is considered an indigo. It's definitely a blurple. It's got blue and purple hues to it, so if you're into blues and purples, I really recommend this one as well. And then the last one that was my favorite was this beautiful mauve packed with flakies, and this is Song of Thra. And actually, when I looked at this, I was like, wait a second, that looks really, really familiar to a shade that I really liked from another collection, some shades they sent to me, and that is Imperial Palace. Now, I thought Imperial Palace was going to be super close, but it's not. It's a bit more tan and nude, whereas this one is more pinky. So both of these I really, really like, but this one has just stole my heart, and that is Song of Thra. So now I'm going to go ahead and work on another swatch video, which is Polish's polish pickup shade for March, and I will have that also posted tonight, so stick around for that. That will be uploaded very shortly after this video is uploaded. And then on Monday I have a really fun video to share with you all. A brand reached out to me called Candy Coat, and they reached out to me on Instagram, and they sent me some really cute things to try out and test, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, I will see you all very soon.